Hi. So, it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I found something that I thought would be cool to go through. If I sound like I'm dying, it's because my throat's really dry. And I've got liquids to nourish, but, anyway. Today I wanted to, well, don't mind that noise. So, what I thought would be cool to go through is the effectiveness and uses of layering, thick and thin layers, and how this can work in your favor when creating like sets for movies, or even if you're like making like detailed like pathways for like platformers or whatever. This could work in your favor. So thick layers always take up one whole layer unless you make them take up multiple, but this is the basic setup for any layers whatsoever. So thin always overlaps the thick. There is one little tool in here though, and that's the position and layer, and that's what we're going to be going through on how you can effectively use, because this works absolute wonders if you know how to use it. So I'm just going to go through a few examples of what you could do with and without them, and to show you how to fully effectively use them. So for this particular example, I'm just going to build a door with a wall, and the wall's going to have like it's going to have, you know, we'll see. So I need the floor, obviously, and it's not going to be very long. It's just going to be long enough to give off the example. So I like to start everything off with cardboard and then work the materials from there. So we obviously need our wall here. Should be okay. And we'll make it a little taller if I'll make it a little taller if I need to. That should be okay. And then we need our door. So because I scale everything a lot bigger than normal, I'm going to scale the door a little bit bigger than normal. That should be about right. So one less short. Actually, one less tall, or one more tall. That should do. Alright. And then we're just going to make our door. Pretty simple. Alright, and then now we're just going to get the materials. So I'm just going to make everything matte plastic. Matte plastic is a really good material. And then I'm going to make this felt. I changed this blue because I want to make it a little darker. I want to get rid of the bevel, because I don't, I like it when it doesn't have any bevel. Alright, and then we need little details on the door here. So just little minute details. That'll work. And then let's add a knob. So actually, I have a knob in mind, actually, that I like to use a lot. Is it in here? No, it's not. It's probably in accessories. There it is. Helmet diving thing. Put it right there. And then we'll make this like we'll make this color, so that way you can kind of notice the difference. So this is just a basic setup of just working materials as they are. So, like, it gives off the idea of a door, but we can obviously do better than this. It looks okay, but it could look better. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to make literally the exact same set. So actually I'm just going to copy and paste this part over. And now we're going to take the exact same thing, and we're going to apply more layers to it. Excuse me. So I'm going to start with the door first, because the door is going to be the main focus, obviously. Only this time I'm going to be a little bit more precise with the appliance of these little door things here. So I want one right here, right here, and then another right about here. So actually I'm going to make this shorter, so I can make this like that. Move this upwards slightly. And that's going to be our base. So copy and paste this over to this side. That's what the door design is going to look like. So delete, 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 delete. And then they should just fit right in. Alright, so now that that's all set up, I'm going to make a little border for the door here. This is where our use of layers comes in. Now, if you were to do this, it would just completely get rid of materials, and we don't want to do that. And it's going to struggle to undo. So instead, I'm going to go into front view, go one layer over. We're going to make the border as if we're getting ready to actually place it this way. And no matter how hard you press L2, it's not going to go in. So that's when you go to dephysicalize. You dephysicalize this. And then you go into the properties, and you're going to put this... Now how this works, I should probably explain this earlier. If you move it up, it'll go up to 10. And then if you move it to the left, it'll go all the way to -10. Each one of these positions is a different layer, in theory. So you can see already the limitless possibilities that this possesses. I'm going to put this to 5, and then we're just going to do this, and it's going to stick out just enough for you to notice. And then I'm going to put the layering position of the door all the way, we'll just put it to -5. So already it looks a little bit more like a door would. But we're not going to stop there. I'm going to take it a step further. We're going to make another border. Except this one is going to be slightly shorter. Or smaller, I should say. And then we're just going to build around the base of this right here. Like so. Make sure that these are connected. And then do the same thing. So that way it perfectly fits the door. Like this. We're going to dephysicalize it again. Now this one was at +5, so we're going to put this at +10. So when you put it forward, now it's got 2 borders. Now let's make a border for the, we'll make borders for the floor here. So it's going to be literally the exact same thing. And we don't need it very big, we'll do it a single unit. All the way to the border right here. And actually we'll do it this way, just so that way it'll disappear. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I put it down. So thin layer, and it perfectly overlaps into the door here. And I could even take this a step further too. That was my phone. Gonna just slightly delete a part of this, so that way all this is left. We're gonna put this at -5, and put this all the way to -10. So this can just stay at 0. Defiscalize. Put grid back on. And then put that down. So now you've got another border on another border. A border within a border. The cool thing about this is I can just copy this over. These don't overlap incorrectly when you copy them over like that because they're defiscalized. Why is my phone going off? Please stop texting me. And I'm gonna edit this real quickly. There we go. So perfect symmetry. Alright, and then we're going to use our same doorknob. I can just find it a lot easier by going to personal. Put it down like so. So now we just need to do our materials. And I'm not exactly done with the door either, so actually I'm going to wait for that. So we could actually take this a step further, but actually to do this I'm going to have to change the materials. Well, maybe I don't actually. I'll show you what I'm going to do, not a opacity tweaker. Take the material tweaker, you're going to place one of these on each of the sides here. And I think you want one for the actual door as well. You want to remove the bevel, so it looks like this. Do for the door. And for each of the little smidges here. So it looks like this. Now the cool thing about this is I'm going to take a thick layer and I'm going to paint just enough over the door here, like this, just behind this border here. So that's right behind the door. Now from here, I'm going to change the materials. So I'm going to make this matte plastic, just like everything else. And matte plastic has a much deeper crevice when you have the bevel off. And that's why you want that. Now when you move it forward, you're going to get rid of some of that crevice, and it's going to give off this different look to it. So rather than it looking like this, you can have that slight subtle difference and make it look like this. And now we're going to do the borders. And maybe you want the borders a different color, we can do that. I'm going to make these blue. And keep the door white. So yeah, you have this door here compared to just something planted, practically planted, literally planted into the material. And, you know, the edges aren't right, and it's just bleh, and, you know. And it doesn't even stop here, too. Maybe you want this back further. So, let's put this all the way back. Excuse me. And let's put the door a little deeper into the wall here. So this was -5, so we're going to put this all at -5. -5. And then we just match it. There we go. So is that +5? Actually, it needs to be back down 1. There we go. And so now the door looks like it's a little more embedded into the wall. So that's just one example that you could use with multiple materials. How you decide to layer the layering between the materials and stuff, that's entirely up to you. This is just one such example that you can use. And if you can learn how to effectively apply materials like this, it works absolute wonders. You can do some really cool stuff with this. So I hope this helped in some small way. And yeah, so that's pretty much the end of it. I hope you enjoyed the video, I guess. You can like the video if you want, and subscribing to the channel definitely helps too, but it's not required. I'm not good at this sort of outro stuff, so I'll just do my usual bye and go. So bye.